Good evening. I'm Mark Smith, and welcome to the Process Roundtable from a new location. We're in Orlando, Florida. This is a very special evening for a couple of reasons. First, we're going to talk about those in a few minutes, but later we're going to get an opportunity to discuss a few things. You know, we've reached our 10th episode, which is a great feat within itself. You know, so I want to thank everybody who's tuned in, who's logged in, who sent their messages, and said and reached out to us and made it a very special opportunity. Without any further ado, I want to talk to you about this episode tonight. We're going to dig into something that I feel is so important that we talk about as well, and that's purpose. A lot of people mistake purpose for one thing or another, but I'm here to tell you that we all are purpose within ourselves. So we're going to do that. Also, remember, this roundtable is so interactive, but we're going to get more into detail about that. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Look forward to this show. Welcome back. Again, I want to remind you that the roundtable is truly interactive and we want everybody to participate from home. If you hear a little background noise, don't worry about it. It's doing what I truly would love to do. That would be jumping this pool out here where the kids are. Now, if you've not voted on the letters of purpose, PURPOSE, and what it means to you, please do so. I want to talk about those as we go live. Right now, let me introduce my friends who will be joining me today. I've got the first good friend. Oh, man, he's got a story to tell. Juan Melesi. Juan, are you there?
Hello,
there
everybody. Hello.
Thank you. Juan, do us a favor. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I was born and raised in Uruguay in South America. I've been in the United States for 40 years. I'm married to my beautiful wife, have 3 kids, grown adults, 2 grandkids, and living the dream.
But yes, sir, you are living the dream. Now, you mentioned your wife, your better half. She's with us tonight as well. Let me introduce her, Miss Carla Melesi. Carla, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How are you?
All right. Thank you for joining me. Carla, tell our listeners a little bit about who Carla is.
Oh, it's such a long story. No, I'm originally from Xenia, Ohio. I spent some 4+ years in the U.S. Air Force as a computer operator, and I stayed in the IT field until just after COVID struck, and was furloughed from my job of 27 years as a Macy's technology person, and so now I opened a new business that I'm just doing myself. It's kind of a hobby because we planned for retirement. And so I'm kind of living the dream too. Until my husband retires with me.
There you go. Nothing like living the dream, especially when you can do it together. Thank you for sharing. We're going to go ahead and get this started. Um, you, both of you, again, I'm honored that you joined me tonight. Both of you are my radio show on the podcast, The Process, on star107fm.com as well. So I want to start tonight with asking you to get this started about the process. And what does the process mean to you in your life? So I'm going to start with ladies first, Juan. We're going to start with Carla.
All right.
Carla, what does the process mean to you?
Well, the process can change in different phases of your life, but I kind of boil it down to decisions that you make in your life, all your life. There's all kinds of decisions starting from when you're in school. Am I going to do well? Am I going to goof off? Am I going to study? Am I going to get good grades and go to college? Or am I going to learn a skill, go to a vocational school? Or in my case, I went to the U.S. Air Force when I was 18 years old, and it was the best start for me. It's never the same for everybody.
Very good.
The process.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just, going to say that was just my first really big decision, probably. But as you grow, you have different decisions and different storms to weather, and certainly, you've got a lot of planning to do if you're still young. You've got to decide when to have family, when to get married, when to plan for your future and start saving money so that you can retire. It just happens so fast. Life goes fast.
Yes, it does. Truly does. Why don't you do me a favor? This is a round table, so I want you to take something, throw it over to your husband, and let him answer the same question. So, she just got you. Hope you received that. Juan, what does the process mean to you in your life?
It's almost like you take little steps. It's like when you learn how to walk, you do one little step at a time, and each step you take in your life is going to prepare you for the next step. So everything has to do with what do I do with my life? How do I go about it? Do I prepare myself by doing this or that? Do I follow my parents' examples? Do I learn from other people? So it's always a process that you have to follow within your heart, within yourself, to accomplish what you want. So you set your goals. Hopefully, by the time you reach your I don't know, say your young adult life, and then you decide, oh, I want to have this career, or I want to do that, or I want to, So you cannot follow your own process by doing what you think is right and setting your goals out.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, again, I think both of you hit it right on the head. It's about evolution. It's about taking the necessary steps that we all need to utilize to grow. And the process is not, there's no wrong way or no right way. It's about what you get out of it and how you're able to take what you've gained and move it to another level. So thank you very much for getting us started. I want to focus on something tonight that's really the topic of our show, and that's the word purpose. And I know the word purpose has taken on several different meanings for several different people. And we've identified purpose as a couple different areas. Purpose, again, I told you before that we all are purpose. But purpose also stands for a 7-stage of development, whether it's praise, understanding, remove, practice, open, selfless, and empower. All those acronyms collectively are what I wrote about in purpose. So we're going to go one at a time. And I'm going to start with you first, Ms. Juan. I want you to tell me of those words in there, which one of those impact you the most and why?
Never really done anything that it was just for me. I always try to do things for my family, my friends. I look after them. I watch over them. My kids, my grandkids. It's doing something for other people what makes me happy. So if I can help somebody you know, at the grocery store, paying the bills or whatever that might be, helping somebody, helping my family is what makes me, uh, is my main purpose, I guess. I always tell my kids, my wife, I mean, they can tell you that there's a picking order and I'm in the bottom of the list. Everybody else is on top of me. So that's just me.
Thank you. Thank you. Now it's your turn. You can pass it across the pool to your wife, and she can answer that. Carla, of that word purpose, which one initially jumps out at you and why?
Um, I would say probably understand,
Mm,
because as I've grown older, I feel like a lot of the decisions that I've made in my life, and I feel like I've made some good decisions. I'm sure I've made a few bad, but I think I've made a lot of good decisions. And it was because I would seek to understand, what is it going to take from me? What's it going to take from someone else to achieve my goals? You know, do I have somebody that's supporting me? Um, can I support myself? Early on, I did. So it's I think understanding is very important to make decisions, because you don't want to make hasty decisions.
mm.
I think understand is probably something that resonates most with me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for getting us started. For me, the first one I'm going to spend some time on would be open. We can, a person can never grow being stuck in the same situation or the same place in their life. A person can never reach their full potential if they aren't open to an opportunity to move forward, if they're not open to be better in anything that they could do. I go back and revisit a lot of things in my life, and I know that, again, you have to accept the 100% responsibility from where you were to where you're going. But you can't get to where you're going being, with your mind shut off. You have to entertain new ideas, different things that are paramount to you, and make sure that you open your horizons. I always try to I use the terms knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. So you try to open your mind up a lot of times to make sure that you are able to get that information from other people to help you grow and help you move forward. So again, that would be my first one. We're gonna swing back around to you this time, Carla. First,
Okay.
of the other, what would be the next one for you?
I was thinking open because also because maybe for different reasons. I'm very transparent. I have a hard time being, trying to be somebody else, or trying to, know, give anybody a false reality of who I am. So I feel like I'm a very transparent person, and I think it serves me well. I don't understand sometimes why people block being open to letting people know who they really are. Um, if you have a problem, it's better to be open with people, people that are close to you and that support you and want you to do well. Um, I've certainly been open to my kids, and they're open to me. So if you're open, you get open back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can accept some of that great advice that's probably going to come your way someday.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Juan, what about you? What would be the second one?
For me, it has to be empowered. Um, if you empower people to do their best, if you help it achieve their goals, if you show them how things can be done, if you give people options, you empower them to be able to achieve what they want, their dreams. So if somebody wants to be, I don't know, an electrician, you empower it to be the best electrician that he can be, so he can be very proud of what he does. The same thing, if you wanted to be a doctor or whatever, you empower people to reach their goals so they can achieve those goals and be happy. And, maybe at the end of the line, I say, hey, you know what? I achieved what I wanted. I got what I set out to do. And so you empower people to do those things. I think to me, it's a um, again, it kind of resonates with selfness, where you empower people to do their best. You help them do whatever they need to do
Mm-hmm.
to achieve those goals.
Mm-hmm. We got a question, Carla. We got our first question, and it came in. It's for me and you, so I'm gonna ask you to answer it first. A question came in from somebody's watching. It says, "Do either of you find that you are too open?" So, do you find yourself that you're too open at any time?
Um, maybe. But I don't know. I guess I'm maybe naive sometimes to trust people and be that transparent. But I really don't think that it's a bad thing. Um, I think you open yourself to just a lot of good karma if you can be open with the people that you trust. I mean, I'm not saying be open to any old buddy, but be open to those that you trust.
Mm-hmm. I have to definitely agree with that. I believe an individual can't be afraid to lend themselves to others. You have to be able to open up and give an opportunity or giving them a chance, because they say that some people say that they fail. There's failure in anything, or failure in life, but there's not failure in life. There's no failure if you learn something. And the only way you're going to learn something is to be open with individuals and in trust. We talked about it. There was a gentleman who was on the process roundtable a couple shows back. He talked about the fact that he gives everybody 100% trust at the very beginning, and it's up to them collectively to decide how far that trust remains. Does that trust eliminate from each other, or does it stay together? But he believes in that trust, which means you're open to everybody, no matter what. So can't be afraid. All right, for me, the second one I would probably say would be remove. I talk a lot about habits. I truly do. I focus a lot on the habits that we create, and the habits that make us, and the habits that definitely break us. So a person has to recognize what their downfall are, or the areas of which, or I say areas of opportunity, areas in which they can help grow on. And once they realize those, remove people, remove the items, remove the things that are going on in their life that's going to stop them from reaching where they truly need to go. So for me, it would definitely be the remove aspect of it. So again, I invite anybody who's listening right now to go ahead. Please don't hesitate. Shoot us your top 7. Whether we're talking about praise, understand, remove, practice, empower, you name it. You tell us what you feel like. So we're gonna swing back to you again, Carla, for your third one. Which of your 3 means something most to you?
I think I'm going to say practice, even though I kind of also like another P for practice is to participate and take part in your own development. Um, Whether again it's a trade or a skill that you want to have, to whatever goal you want to reach. I just think it's important to have those goals and practice whatever it is that you need to practice to reach those goals. When I went in the U.S. Air Force, I wanted to be a computer operator because my sister told me don't go in without a skill already set. Don't let them talk you into signing up as general, because then you could end up as a cook. And so I asked my recruiter, can I take the test? And he said, no, you won't pass that test. It's really hard. Nobody's ever passed. Okay, well, I still want to take the test. He was like, well, let me look at your scores from the ASVAB. And then he couldn't tell me I couldn't take it. So he sent me, and I did get a high enough score to be a computer operator. And, when I got that skill, I took typing my next semester so that I could have that ready for my computer operating job. It was the best decision I ever made. Didn't type before. So you got to practice. You got to go out there and try to find ways to build your skills.
Thank you. Juan, how about you?
Understand. Uh, Understanding, and if I can add another word, will be listening. So when you understand and you listen to what people are saying, you can help him out grow. You can help him out making decisions. You can help him out everyday lives. So when you understand um, what the meanings are and of what the people are trying to tell you, then you have a way of saying, okay, I hear you. I understand. I can help you out. I can do this for you, or we can do this together, and we can grow together. So to me, understanding is a very basic thing because people sometimes reach out to you. It could be one of your best friends or somebody at the grocery store that they're reaching out, and you have to understand what they're trying to tell you because sometimes, it makes a world difference when somebody is, not having a good day or having a hard time in life, and you understand what they're trying to tell you. To me, that's very important to listen to what they're trying to say.
Thank you. For me, that one that will fall right in there in line with that would be prayer. I know that I can't achieve anything that I want to without the blessing of God. I know that He is responsible and is the catalyst of where I'm going to go. But I also know that I have to put the work in. I have to praise Him through good times. I have to praise Him through the bad times. I need to always keep in mind where I need to go and put it in His hands because it's not in my hands. I can do the things that I need to do. I can understand. I can remove. I can be selfless. I can be open. But yet and still, if I don't praise Him through the bad times as well, then the good times are not going to come to fruition at all. So that would be my third one in that aspect of it. All right, I got a quick one. I'm going to ask you guys for a short for a minute because we're doing great on time. Carla and Juan, but kind of collectively, tell us how you met.
We met at work.
Ah, who wants to tell? Who wants to tell the real story? There's three sides to every story, right? There's
No.
his side, her side, and the truth. So,
No.
Well, I guess I'll start, honey. At the time, I was living in San Diego, and the company that I worked for was relocated. Well, they were closing the San Diego branch, basically, and so I could stay there, but I could move to Denver. Uh, at the time, life was not very good to me. I was having a hard time, a divorce. My daughter wasn't with me, so things was hard. And sometimes, a change of scenery can make the world difference. So I said, you know what? I've been in San Diego for 10 years. The last 2 years have been rough. Why don't I just try something different? So I moved to Denver with the same company, and I met Carla at work. We've been married for 30 years, three wonderful kids. I don't know. It was, I guess you could say it was destiny in a way. So yeah, but that's how we basically met. And then I kind of invited myself. It's a funny story that we talk about it. She used to work the night shift. I used to work the day shift, and so I used to take turnover from her. And um, so as a chit chatting on Friday, I said, so what are you doing this weekend? And she goes, oh, um, I'm going to a wedding. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's cool. And I said, do you have a date? She goes, no. Well, you do now. And that was it. I invited myself to a wedding. And so, that's how it all started.
Thank you. All right, Carla, it's your turn.
And so I thought, gee, he's awfully confident. I actually thought he was kind of arrogant at first because it was like he knew I wanted to go on a date with him. But he was quite the nice man. I don't know how I found him after my divorce. I didn't think I deserved him, but he was the one.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Uh, Let me switch gears. And again, this was one of the ones that let me tell you, I don't like to prepare you. I want to hear it from you. What what habits? As I mentioned it before, I talked about the habits and how important habits play in our life. What habits have you two had to overcome to reach a level of success or growth that you're reaching for? So, simple question: what habits have you had to remove to make sure that you're on the path of being to positive levels? You're on. Think you're on mute. Think you have you on mute. Oh,
Okay, an example would be when me and Juan first started living together and being together more. I used to have a terrible habit of calling him a bad word, an a-hole. He hated it. He put up with it for about a month, and then one time he just looked at me and he said, "I don't appreciate being called an asshole." And I said, "Okay," but as he learned later, it was a habit I got from my parents, and had to break that because it's negative, and he made me understand that it doesn't make people feel very good, and it doesn't help your relationship.
thank you.
So I don't call him bad names anymore.
Well, that's good. Juan, what about you?
Uh, well, for those who know me, I can be a little bit of an OCD. So um, one of the biggest thing was for when I got together with Carla was to make sure that I didn't have to be in control of everything 100% of the time. Uh, I can let other people make decisions. I can ask them to do things, but I don't have to be the one that is uh, going to tell you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Especially when I was dealing with my kids, as they were growing older, you can see their personalities and how they went this way or that way, and I was there to listen to them, guide them, but not to tell them, well, you need to do this because I know better than you, or you need to do this because uh, that's the way that it goes. Sometimes you let them fail, even though you probably thought that they were going to fail. But hey, it's something that you need to learn on your own. So giving control to the ones that were close to you, that was a habit that I had to break. And it's funny because thinking back, I remember doing that with my parents when I was, a teenager, trying to control them so I can get my way around. But I guess that's what little kids do when we're little. We cry until we get what we want. So, but yeah, that would be the hardest thing. It was just to make sure that I'm not. I don't need to be in control of everybody around me,
Mhm.
especially with my wife. That was a good thing.
Mhm. I'm going to say for me, the hardest habit to break, it would be listening. Um, not, I don't want to say listening in terms of listening to what an individual is saying, but listening to the entire meaning of the conversation. What is the conversation geared to teach me? What is the conversation that I'm listening to? What is that? How does that truly resonate, or how is it supposed to resonate inside me to make me a better person? Am I just want to um, be it superficial to hear it go in one ear and go out the other and not process it, or do I take the time to break it all down and break it in to make sure that I am getting what's totally entitled for me to get out of that conversation? So listening would be one of the ones for me. Let me ask you about your business, because it's been that's a remarkable opportunity for both of you to not only come together but work together and reach a different level. What made you, I'm sorry with you, Juan, what made you decide to embark on taking that chance? Because life is about taking chances and not being fear. I say you never fail, you always learn something.
Hmm.
So what made you decide to take that step that our listeners can take and harness and move forward? Should they, no matter it's business, whether it's relationships, whether it's something in life, to just take those steps to move forward and don't think about it and just make it happen?
Well, to me, it has to do with uh, regrets. So I always have, I always thought about it when I need to make a decision or move forward to do something or buy X or Y or Z. Um, is whenever I do something, I analyze what's the best situation. How do I go about? What steps do I take? How do I achieve that? Uh, just to make sure that you don't have any regrets. Once you achieve that, once you reach that decision, uh, go for it. Don't dwell on it anymore. Try to do the best you can. Uh, and then if you do happen to fail, you get up and start again. Don't feel that, oh damn, I should have done that. I shouldn't do this. Those are regrets. You can't just dwell on them. You move forward because you can't live in the past. So you know, if you wanted to, I don't know, again, being an electrician, you set up just to be the best electrician that you want to be. So no regrets to me is very important. So that way, when you are that electrician, um, you know you did your best. Your decision was made, and you move forward. You study. You got to be the best electrician it could be. You knew everything that I was to do with the electrician. So when it comes to life, it's kind of like the same thing. You analyze the situation. You're gonna go forward. How you go forward? How do you make it happen? And what steps do I take? And then once you reach that decision, you just dive in. And it's almost like kind of like the scenery that we have here. You're trying to jump to a pool. Once you make the decision, I'm going to jump. You can't just stop in the middle of it. You just gotta go forward. So you just go forward and dive into it and do the best you can.
Hmm. How about you, Carla?
Um, well, um, no regrets. That's the question.
No. The question is what were the biggest steps that you've taken to open new business? A lot of times people have were apprehensive about certain things. What was it? It's almost kind of like that defining moment. What was it when you said that we're going to do this no matter what, and how we're going to see this through and make it happen?
I mean, honestly, it made it a lot easier because we knew these folks who are making these beautiful ceramics, and I loved them from the beginning. So it's really easy to feel passion for something that you love. And after 30 plus years of working um, for corporate America, I was ready to do something I enjoyed. So the little critters bring me joy. I enjoy selling them, and they're friends of ours that I my mission is more to get them known, get their pieces known, more than I really care to make money on it. It's more of a hobby for me, and so to me that made it easy to just jump in, do it.
Mm, good, good. Wow. Now, I would say for me, because this was something that was a monumental. I'm talking about the process. It started off as just a thought, a fleeting thought, a fleeting idea. Um, and then everybody, a lot of people know I lost my job at one particular juncture, and I had a lot of time on my hands, and I started to reflect on things that have gone on in my life and why it was so important for me to not to live in the past, but always live forward. So I've been a big proponent of not trying to complain about things, if they don't go my way, but figure out a way to get it done. Not keep bringing up the things of the past, but bring up the things of the future, how I can circumvent and get that done. So when I released this series through um, just the writings, I started out with some simple 8 minute, 9 minute YouTube videos, then went to writing, and then went to the radio, then this format. It's just an evolution of just saying I can do. It's like the series. Why not me? I can do anything I choose to put my mind to if I focus in and not let anybody. Friends of mine call them earth disturbers. I call them negative Nellies. Whatever that is, keep those people out of my circle or out of that my cage. Then I can actually continue to move forward and grow with what I need to do. So, and that would be my answer to it. So, thank you again for sharing. Let's switch gears here for a second. Um, I just brought it up. I'm about to close series 4 on the 28th of the process. So again, it's been a glorious and wonderful ride, and I'm blessed to do it. And that series is called Why Not Me? I'm gonna start with you first, Juan. What is your personal suggestion to share with everyone when asked that question? Why not me?
Why not me? Um, we all come from, the same place. Uh, so achieving goals, reaching for the stars, whatever it is that you want to. Why not me? Are they better than me? Uh, you know, why can I do this? I think all of us are capable of doing whatever we really want if you truly, truly want it. So, there's not going to be there shouldn't be a reason that make you stop from achieving your goals or your dreams. If you truly wanted to be a doctor, you can do it. Why not me will suggest a negativity that maybe you cannot do that. I mean, it's not impossible. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe what's deep in your heart, and put your best effort. And most of us achieve our goals. Some people have much bigger goals. Some people have little goals. Um, it all depends on what you want out of life, and you know try to go forward and always think of what's best for me. So always try to um, put yourself first in terms of I'm doing this for myself. And once you do that and you know how to go about, you can follow those steps and then get to your goal uh, without thinking that you're not capable of doing it. Like I said, we are all capable of doing everything if we put our mind to it. I mean, it's a kind of like cliche, people say that all the time, but it truly is. If you really want to achieve something, I mean, I don't know, for teenagers, for example, it's like, we all want to learn how to drive. I mean, they are bad drivers and they're good drivers. We all know that, but we all wanted to get to drive, become independent in a way. So we set up to do the best we can. So we can learn anything as long as we set our minds and our goals, and don't let people stop you. So why not me? Uh, it of course you can do things. That should not stop you or stop any of us. So
Thank you, Carla. Same question.
I I would say it was a lot of times I had to say, why not me? In my personal growth and career growth, starting with that recruiter, why not? Why can't I take the test? So I knew how to put some pressure on people because honestly, the IT industry in my day and age, starting in the early 80s to present time, it's still kind of a man's world a little bit. So I always push the envelope, always, and challenged when I was told, it can't be you.
Mm,
I made sure that they knew I was there and I was capable.
right.
So I think that's the kind of attitude you have to have. Challenge back. If somebody says you don't have it, what do I need to do to get it? What's it going to take? Because I can do it. I started when I got out of the Air Force. Nobody wanted to hire me because I was an ex-Air Force. I mean, do I really know how to work? Um, federal employees, they don't do anything, right? So once I had a few of those interviews, I actually went and started as a loan receptionist at a credit union that was on base. And after that, I worked my way in the credit union to be part of their IT shop, which was a total of 2 people. So they let me in, and I pushed from there. I stayed there a couple of years to thank them for giving me those opportunities, and then I moved on again. I had to get something bigger back in my field, and even though the guy who hired me at the next job asked me if I knew how to work, since I never had a real job. Um, and I let him know that I did have a real job, and I did know how to operate a computer. And
Mm,
if he wanted somebody to hire, he should hire me. So you do have to just kind of push away sometimes, whether it's they don't like your skin color, they don't like your mole on your face, they don't like whatever. You just have
mhm.
to persevere and be. I think being humble is something. Be humble, but don't let them walk all over you. Be humble.
Mhm. Beautiful. I use the adage all the time: hungry but humble. So
Yeah.
you definitely want to be hungry to push forward and get what you need to do, but you also want to do it humbly. I think both of you said something that was really powerful and resonated. Juan, you talked so much about perseverance. You really did. You talked about how to, no matter what you want to do, you need to strive to focus and get it done and make it your way to get it done, and not letting anybody else tell you that you can't be all that you can be. Um, and then there's the biggest portion of what I see in it, and why not me, is acceptance within that you are capable of getting to where you need to go. That's step one. You have to believe in yourself. You
Absolutely.
have you have to know that this is something that you are fully capable. I use the word, I use the saying all the time that you're fully capable, you're fully prepared, you're fully ready to get it done. So that is something that is powerful as well. But I also read something, and I read it all the time. It's five. You speak 5 lines to yourself every morning, and that's number one. I am the best. Number two, I can do it. Number three, God is always with me. Number four, I'm a winner. And number five, today is my day. So if you hold on to those 5 things every single day, even if you don't hit that target, you're still pushing and you're pushing. And while you're pushing, you truly have that opportunity to engulf and reach that level to say, truly, why not me? So again, thank you both for sharing that. That was impactful. I'm going to get ready to kind of wind this down with something that I want you to spend some time with, both of you, if you would. No day is a perfect day. And I always say that we all have rain, we all have storms. Hell, we have monsoons, we have tornadoes, we have all those types of things that occur and happen in our lives. Sometimes some people need to be lifted up. And sometimes they need to understand that tomorrow is going to bring them another day. And that what they're going through today is temporary. It's not an everlasting thing that's going to hold them back from reaching their goals, because it is, why not me? If there's one word that you can share with everybody who's listening this evening to lift them up in that time when they truly need it, Carla, what would that one word be?
Praise. Praise for what they do, how they're trying, you know, offer support. But just telling somebody that something they've done is really something good, is great. And if they haven't had the belief in themselves to do it, then maybe maybe a little coaching and mentoring could go a long way.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Juan, what about you?
Uh, um, I'm sorry. Love yourself. I'll use two words, Mark, if you let me.
You're allowed.
Uh, you you have to believe in yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to think that you can do all these things that you might want to do. That you have the courage and the valor to go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. So don't let anybody put you down. Love yourself. Uh, Take care of yourself, be healthy, eat right. All those things that they keep telling us. If you are a believer on yourself, then that the rest of the things will work out. Some will require a lot of work, a lot of years to accomplish, but you have to believe that you can do these things. So love yourself. To me, it is two words, but it's you know because I mean, I think of this as a father or a husband. Um, I cannot make my wife happy or my kids happy if I don't love myself. If I'm if I am, don't like the way that I look, if I am happy with myself, if I don't feel that I'm the right person, I can't make anybody around me happy or be successful or or help them. So you love yourself, and then you can help everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh, I'm going to say for me, it would be believe. Believe. Too often we are told society. Let me back up. Society often dictates what we think and how we react. And I say this. I always say that there's two things we control. We control the actions we take and what we receive. But we control those things. So for you have to truly believe in who you are. You have to believe that you were created. This segment is entitled Purpose. Purpose is each individual within themselves. There was no mystery. There's no mistake that each one of us are created different. There's no mistake in that. We have to believe that we are created different for a reason. We have to believe that our gifts and our talents within are there for a reason. We have to believe that the struggles that we've gone through, the areas of opportunities that we continue to go through, the successes, the quote unquote non-successful opportunities, we have to believe that these are all for a reason. We have to believe that there's something that we are getting up for every day, something we're fighting for, something that's going to take us to another level every single day, every minute of our lives to make sure that we are reaching what we need to reach. And that is a fact. And that again, that comes from me, from my heart. I'm gonna close tonight and ask Juan and Carla individually, or you can put them together, and my producer team can put them together. I'm gonna ask you guys to tell everyone in about 5 minutes or less what is the secret to your 30 years. Because there's people out there with 2 years, 4 years, 0 years, still thinking about getting married. There's people who are still working on marriage. What has been a foundational secret that you two can share with everyone who's actually listening with us tonight as we get ready to close?
It's got to be some compromise and realizing that, you know, everybody has their days and everybody can't be 100% happy 100% of the time. So you got to help each other, support each other, and listen to each other as best you can so that you can collectively get over any humps and stumbles and storms that you have in your relationship. And Juan is the best listener I ever met.
Thank you, baby.
I'm a good listener too, though. I just I don't have as much to say back. He's my therapist.
Uh, For me, there's several things that you can point out. Um, but one of the things that me and Carla had before we went on that uh, wedding date is that we were friends. We were friends. We were co-workers. We had a good time together several months before we even attempted to go out. Uh, it so you know having a friendship relationship or friend relationship with your partner and truly is one of the best things because um, sometimes we were born in a family and you have your brother and yes he's your brother and you love dearly because he's your brother, he's a blood relative, but sometimes your best friends are the ones that you seeked out. uh, I can never go wrong and not count on my brother. He's always going to be there for me. But the people that are friends, uh, they're your friends because they like you, they care for you, they're there to support you whenever you need them. Yeah, they're doing that because their heart, they feel you in their heart. So, friendship is one of the main things, be a friend. Uh, Another thing too that I learned over the years is don't try to control your partner. A lot of times we want to control where we're going, how we doing this, or this, that, and the other. A relationship is a partnership, two people, so we both have to come together and not try to control each other. Mind over matter or whatever, me over you. No, it's together we can do these things. We set up. Uh, you know, we set up to be a happy family, even though we were kind of like the Brady Bunch. She got two kids, I got mine. I truly have three wonderful kids and a wonderful wife, and we set up to do this together. It's not. It was a partnership that we formed, and over the last 30 years has grown stronger, stronger, stronger. Um, but it started out of a friendship, and then it became love and blah blah. So it all those little things that I mentioned is what makes a relationship to last or strong. It's respect for each other. Uh, so that's about it. Sorry.
No, that's good. That's good. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. You know what? I guess we gotta talk to the Sheridan because I think they want us to stay. They want to continue to do the process live right here. So are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
A little too warm for you again. Thank you again, Juan and Carla, for joining me today. I truly, truly appreciate it. It's amazing, of course, to have great friends, but it's also amazing for you to share your wisdom with everybody who's listening. So again, thank you so much today.
You're welcome.
All right. Again, and I want to thank the staff of the Sheridan Vista Resort. Again, for making this happen. They took the time to spread this area out for us and find a good venue for us to actually host our roundtable tonight. And I want to a special thank you to Toya and Janet, the production team, for their expertise in keeping things on point, move from one place to another, and they're always there and they lock it in. So thank you again. Special thank you to Dibble and Dab for the process memorabilia that all of us are wearing tonight, and really excited for the launch that's happening September 16th, a special day for Dibble and Dab. I'm going to close tonight with an impactful story. And this story actually epitomizes what Juan and Carla just shared. It's every day is not a perfect day, but every day is a great day. Every day is a day that we need to look forward to because it's always something else that's there in store. So this story that I heard about it's entitled "Keep Your Fork." So it says a woman was diagnosed with a terminal illness and given 3 months to live. She asked her pastor to come to her home to discuss her final wishes. She told him which songs she wanted sung at her funeral and what scriptures to read and which outfit she wanted to be buried in. Then she said one more thing. I want to be buried with a fork in my hand. The pastor was surprised. The woman explained, in all my years of attending church socials, potluck dinners, I always remember that when the dishes of the main course were being cleared, someone would inevitably lean over and say, "Keep your fork." It was my favorite time because I knew something better was coming, like velvety chocolate cake or a deep dish apple pie. Something just remarkable, something wonderful. So I want people to see me there in the casket with a fork in my hand and wonder, what is the fork? Then I want you to tell them, keep your fork because the best is yet to come. The pastor's eyes welled up with tears of joy as he bid the woman goodbye. He realized that she had better grasp of heaven than he did and knew something better was coming for her. At the funeral, when people asked him why she was holding a fork, the pastor told him of the conversation he had had with the woman right before she died. He said he could not stop thinking about the fork and knew that they probably would not be able to stop thinking about it either. And he was right. So the next time you reach down for your fork, let it remind you ever so gently that the best is yet to come. Friends are very rare, jewel indeed. They make you smile, encourage you to succeed. Cherish the time that you have and the memories that you share. Being someone's friend is not an opportunity. Listen, it's not an opportunity, but a sweet responsibility. Remember that. Keep your fork because in life, your best is yet to come. I want you to truly think about that message. I want you to think about what you heard tonight when we talked about purpose. Forget about the bugs that are circling overhead, but think about that message. It epitomizes what we are truly called to do. We are designed, we are created, we are in the makeup to help people reach their goals. If you extend your hand, you extend me your hand as well. It doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter what creed, and it really doesn't matter what religion. The bottom line is that you need to keep your fork. All right? I want you to have a great day. Again, the process, listen, tune in. I want you to tune into the process, part 4, season finale. That will be next Saturday, which is the 24th of August. It's on Star 107 FM. If you missed any of my prior podcasts, again, I want you to go back to Anchor. I want you to go to Spotify. I want you to go to LinkedIn. I want you to go to YouTube. I want you to go to, oh man, we're everywhere. I want you to go to Apple. It's there. I want you to take a moment and listen to it. I want you to have an opportunity to listen to it. I want you to have an opportunity to make sure that you are successful and getting some knowledge. We are always here to help you grow forward. Always remember, truly remember, that change begins and ends within. I'm Mark Smith. Thank you again for your time tonight. I want you to enjoy yourself. We're going to go back and relax, have a good time here in sunny Florida. We want to make sure that you have a great day. You stay blessed. You stay safe. And remember, God bless you. We love you. We'll see you back here on September 1st from Columbus, Ohio. Have a great night. God bless. Bye-bye.